Hello, 4chan. It is I, George Talbert, your board's arch nemesis, the only person to use his real name. You can look me up. Anyway, the only person to use his real name on your entire shitty forum, unless that guy Q's name was actually Q, which I guess is a possibility, but slightly unlikely, unless he is part of that fucking race. What did they call it? Oh, the Q. I don't think Q is a Q. Whatever. It's time for your semi-monthly comeuppance, if you will. Because you guys have been full of shit for about a decade now. You see, 4chan, people say that I'm quote-unquote a new fag. I was on 4chan before most of you. I was on 4chan before fucking the Nazis took over. I mean, there was always Nazis, and then everybody was always a fucking asshole, basically. It was 4chan was always a, fucking Wild West, you can do whatever you want. But 4chan got taken over by a bunch of Nazis. I'm gonna have to say, right around the time Obama got elected is when it started bubbling up, and it fucking really came into full force during his presidency. 4chan used to be a fucking anime picture board, or a random picture board, or God forbid, a board where people actually had political discussions about politics without every fifth commenter saying a fucking Jewish slur. Let me go on the record. I'm not anti-Jewish. I am not overtly pro-Jewish. I like them as much as I like every other human, which is roughly about equally. Except I don't like you fucking Nazis and fucking shit posters on 4chan. I must admit, I have a bit of a hang up about you guys. You might even say I'm prejudiced against you. Fucking. Anyway, before we get started, let's go over what drugs I'm on. Fucking, because I can already hear some of the snarkier comments fucking questioning that. Tonight, I am on a drug known as buprenorphine, also known as Suboxone. This is what they give heroin addicts to get off heroin. But I cheated the system. I never did heroin. I've done it like 5 times. Snorted it. Fucking never shot it. Maybe I did shoot it one time, whatever. I don't know. Maybe I have AIDS. Who knows? But this is what they use to get heroin addicts off heroin. And I do this recreationally because if you fucking take one of these bitches, they also come in pill form. That keeps you fucked up for about 48 hours. And I would have to describe it as like taking like 3 hydrocodones for 48 hours. So, well, let's go back to the drug pictures. I'm also not afraid about doxing myself to the police. I'm already fucking homeless. If you guys want to lock me up for doing drugs on 4chan, go ahead. I'll enjoy the free rent. Whatever. This puppy here is already open. They come as strips. They put under your tongue. That's how you're supposed to do it. But I have learned from several people that have been in prison, and I learned about the prison shit because I've been living in a homeless shelter for several years now. Anyway, that's the thing, is the guy that's about to shit all over you is technically a homeless guy. That should make it sting a bit more, really. How pathetic. See, Anonymous didn't used to be what you guys are. Anonymous used to attack shitty ass right wing figures. Anonymous was a liberal leaning fucking hacker community. You guys on 4chan just happen to be labeled anonymous in mass. That doesn't make you anonymous, actually. It doesn't make you anonymous with quotes. It just means that you're too scared to use your real name. A lot of guys on the board like to call me a quote unquote name fag. Well, I counter that by calling you all pussy ass anonymous fags. You know, if you had fucking 1/10 of the fucking balls that I don't even show you, you'd post your middle name, but you're scared. Because at the end of the day, most racists are fucking racist because they're scared. Like, oh God, what's gonna become of the white race? Oh no, you're fucking scared. And I'm not. So, this is an education lesson to try to fucking. All of my videos are an attempt to bring back anybody that can be brought back from your fucking crazy, weird ass, super conspiracy la la land that you live in, back to at least a form of the real world that I live in, where I don't distrust every single form of news media, like fucking. I understand you should take the mainstream media with a grain of salt. Most of those companies are owned by certain corporations, and those people have interests. So you have to take, mainstream media with a grain of salt. That does not mean that everything that they say is a lie. Let's get back to the drug doing part of this so I can get fucked up and really lay into you. By the way, yeah, my teeth are not looking good. But see, there's a big thing about that. I'm not afraid to show you my fucking bad teeth. I can see the comments now. How many years of meth did it take to get that mouth? Yada, yada, yada. I might just brush my teeth during this video to see if they whiten up a bit. See if I can get a fucking camera shot on this. Because they get a bit whiter fucking if you brush them. We're gonna use toothpaste here. I just want to say, I have some Gucci lotion, which is fucking very elite in the African American community. Okay, let's get the old teeth a brushing. Oh, by the way, guys, I actually usually brush my teeth with relatively hot water because I think that does a better job. If anybody has thoughts about that, you can leave them in the comments. I really only need to get the front because this is just for show. Because the teeth are going to be coated in a level of nicotine, or a film of nicotine, like as soon as I smoke my next cigarette. But let's see if this brightens them up any. By the way, I'm going to honestly ask you guys to not use any of this video of me basically doing this. Try not to use that in any inappropriate ways, if you would do me a favor. By the way, I also exfoliate my lips with my toothbrush after I brush. This is kind of a George thing. Anyway, okay. Hopefully I'm not getting my laptop too wet. I'm gonna say that looks a little bit better than it was before, but I mean, it's still not like Brad Pitt teeth, nor is it his teats. Though I wonder if I would suckle on one of those teats. I don't know. If he had milk, I wonder what it would taste like. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. I showed you the Suboxone. This is how they did it in jail. They would they would melt the Suboxone into water. And then hold on, I gotta put this down and then fucking get a good shot of me doing it. But fucking, I basically gotta snort the water. And trust me, I'm a professional drug user. Snorting liquids is hard even for the most accomplished of us. Fucking, but let's do it. And then I might have the mental energy necessary to really tell you fucking Nazis why you suck. Okay, when you snort fucking liquids, if you're trying to fucking do it right, you gotta hold your head back and not let it run out your nose. Oh shit. Okay, that's a shot to the fucking brain. Ooh. Okay, so I just snorted liquid Suboxone. Fucking 4chan. It's basically a group of internet trolls that fucking have caused an outsized amount of fucking problems in the world because you guys used to be rather savvy at doing these campaigns against certain entities, like you know, Gamergate. I don't even really know what the fuck Gamergate was, but boy, did that get a lot of attention for a fucking nothing burger. And then you did some shit to that Sarah Wong chick from the New York Times. You guys have done some shit. Your trolling is almost 50% as strong as mine. Like your collective trolling is almost half as strong as my singular trolling. But that's the thing, is that my target is very fucking easy to attack, whereas the targets you guys chose were generally relatively regular people. You guys had to make up shit or misrepresent shit to attack them. When I attack you guys, I'm literally attacking a bunch of literal fucking Nazis with a really shitty sense of humor that think that a fucking stupid picture of a frog is interesting. And not only do they think it's interesting, they think it's like 11 years interesting. Like Pepe has been on the internet for at least 11 years now, probably longer, but like in my zeitgeist, my personal zeitgeist, I'll get to the implications of a personal zeitgeist later, but in my head, Pepe has been around for over a decade, and it was always a really shitty, bad, it wasn't even a joke, it was just bad art. And then some guy fucking made it, you know, 4chan morphed it into fucking being a joke, and then okay, cool. That would have been funny for like a month. We'll give you 30 days of everybody fucking laughing at the fucking frog, like somebody stole this poor loser's frog picture and repurposed it to make jokes. That would have been funny for a month. But you guys, and unfortunately, all of your stupid acolytes that unintentionally follow your lead. See, that's the problem. That's the reason I'm attacking you guys, is that you guys kind of actually are the bleeding edge of the internet. Like memes start here, you know, like, or at least the good ones. But Pepe never should have taken off. Chad, once again, you guys have been saying the same tired, rehashed jokes for fucking over 10 years now, and I call for originality, and I also provide that. Though the quality may not, by the way, I have to lick the spoon. Can't waste any. Anyway, you guys' sense of humor is fucking lame. The right wing's sense of humor is lame in general. You know, fucking, it really is. Here's how I would like to break that down. The right likes to laugh at people like, oh, haha, look at Honey Boo Boo, she's fucking retarded. And the left, we don't exactly laugh with people, we laugh about people. So wait, you laugh at people, we laugh about people. Fucking, that's damn near the same thing, but it's not. You're doing this like basic like high school comedy where it's just like, ah, look at the retard. That motherfucker looks stupid. Like that's high school comedy. Whereas the fucking left, I don't know. Here's a joke that's on the level of the left. I'm stealing this from a very good comedian named Stephen Wright. But I went to a restaurant that said they serve breakfast during any time. So I ordered French toast during the Renaissance. Now, do you see the difference between that joke and laughing at Honey Boo Boo for being retarded? I don't know, man. It's just like different levels of intellectualism and comedy. And see, that's another thing is that fucking 4chan is still under the control of like these overseeing Republican masters that have actually been pulling the strings for more than a few decades now. But essentially, somebody in a think tank about 30 or maybe 40 years ago figured out, yo, we can get more Republican votes if we make the American populace stupider. So what did they do after that? Well, suddenly being an intellectual made you an elitist. Being an, like fucking, like, you know what I'm saying here. Fucking the intellectual leftist elite. Like being educated became elitist. And anyway, that opened the floodgates for basically for stupid people to take over, which they did. And this all ends. This all like I would hope that the fucking crescendo is the QAnon shit, where you have like a story honestly more ridiculous than the Bible, which is hard to do. More ridiculous than fucking an invisible man in the sky who killed his own son, brought him back, and then all that. The QAnon is more ridiculous than that. Because, like, fucking, it just really is. Because, like, that's the thing is, this Marjorie Taylor Greene chick? Everybody knows her. Okay, so she's, like, she would like to say now that she wasn't an ardent QAnon supporter. But let us say she was QAnon adjacent, okay? Well, then I have a question for Miss Green, or Senator Green, not Senator, Congresswoman Green. Um, you've been in the state capitol fucking for what, like 4 months now? 5? I can't remember when you got sworn in. Have you found the Democrat sex ring under the Senate floor yet? Like, because there's supposed to be these secret tunnels, and they're supposed to be all over Washington, and now Marjorie Taylor Greene is in the thick of it. This creates a problem for her. Not really for anybody who is sane, but for her. She's either not capable of unraveling the conspiracy and finding, Nancy Pelosi's Democratic sex sacrifice pit, or see, here's the bad part, or it would turn out that perhaps the entire fucking QAnon shit is completely fucking bullshit. Not only is it bullshit, but it's laughable, like child bullshit, like the kind of joke you would play on a 5-year-old that you would feel bad about doing. It's like throwing a fucking bone, a fake bone to a dog. Where, like, do you ever fucking do that, that little trick? Throw a fake bone to a dog and the dog, he really goes for it? And then does some part of you in the back of your head fucking say, man, I'm being a bit mean. I'm using my big intelligence over this lesser intelligence. Anyway, it's something involving that. I'm not being very well spoken right now. Once again, I'm fucked up. But, anyway, 4chan, there's a reason I decided to take you down specifically. Fucking, and the thing is, when I say I'm taking down 4chan, I'm also trying to take down 8chan or 8kun as they rebranded themselves. I'm trying to take down every single fucking bullshit source of misinformation that's currently in, the zeitgeist. And then some of you guys are gonna have to look up zeitgeist. It's spelled like ZH. It's spelled fucked up. Just try to spell it out. Zeitgeist. It means like the way that society thinks about the current moment. It's honestly kind of hard to define. But the reason that I have fucking launched a war against 4chan, 4chan's just the most prominent member of my targets, but it's because you guys are having an outsized effect on the zeitgeist. Like you are having way more of an effect. By the way, I like this spoon. This is the spoon of authority, motherfuckers. You're having way more of an effect than you ever deserved to. You guys were just a bunch of internet trolls. And then people stormed the American Capitol with horns and face paint and everything. Because some of you, and it was probably 15-year-olds, some people decided to make a really elaborate meme internet joke, and then some idiots took it seriously. Like, I really don't know how this shit took off. I just know how to stop it. How do you stop it? You do what no liberal has ever done besides me until now, and that is brutally make fun of you fucking idiots for being idiots. Like for being idiots. Like basically, there was a man named Christopher Hitchens, and he actually basically became famous for making fun of Christianity during the Reagan years when Christianity was like very solid. Like not very many people were atheists back then, at least not officially. Christopher Hitchens Christopher Hitchens came on the scene, and he didn't directly make fun of them, but he pointed out some inconsistencies, which in retrospect are kind of funny. And he was a witty guy. To compare myself to him is to shoot way above my pay grade, I admit that. But that's the spirit in which I fight. You guys have become like Christianity, except much worse. Christianity at least fucking gave food to the homeless. Like I'm sure that somewhere out there there's a QAnon food drive, but goddamn, I'd hate to see your clientele. Anyway, guys, uh, I'm being very sincere when I say that fucking first I'm here to ridicule you because some of you have been thinking ridiculous shit for a very long time. And the thing is, back in my high school, if you thought some stupid shit, people would make fun of you until you stopped. Or, in my case, you wouldn't stop and you'd become a loner and an outsider and then eventually a fucking homeless guy like I have become. But hopefully that's not the fucking path that all of y'all have to take, especially the younger amongst you. I don't know if there's any young QAnon adherents out there, although I doubt the new generation is so fucking stupid to be susceptible to this bullshit, underground Democrat child sex rings, yada yada yada. By the way, if there was an underground Democrat child sex ring, then I would be officially part of the cover up. I would be like officially sitting here as a piece of propaganda to try to get you to not believe in that. There's a little problem with that though, is that like when you're putting out official propaganda, you don't usually choose unwatched YouTube channels as your venue. When doing propaganda, you try to hit a big audience, not my audience of 26 people and the 100 views I can get by dropping this video into a specific 4chan post. Like if I go into 4chan and start a bunch of shit and then drop a video as my final coup de grace, I can get like 100 views on my fucking stupid video, but 100 views is not 100,000. These, like, you are essentially watching a secret internet video that nobody else on earth is ever gonna see. Unless, well, we'll get to that. I would love to get famous in the process of re-educating you idiots, but life never will. See, that's the thing. That's what I guess I'll leave you with this. You guys always seem to hunt for the conspiracy first. Before you look for like a simple fucking regular fucking answer, the first thing that the QAnon crowd does is like, yo, where's the conspiracy here? That I was about to say, unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunate, but that's not how life works. The most crazy, astounding, crazy answer is not the first go-to answer that usually works out to be true. That's not how shit works. So if you're looking for a conspiracy under every stone, you're likely to be wrong probably about 97% of the time. And I'm pretty good with percentages. Now, 3% of the time, you fucking might be right about something. Like, like, ready? Like, I was just thinking today about how they found that 9/11 guy's passport right outside the rubble of the World Trade Center. That sounds like utter bullshit to me. Like, that sounds like a government plant. Does that mean that fucking the entirety of 9/11 was faked? No. That means that fucking the US government probably just decided they needed the public behind their upcoming war with Afghanistan, so they were like, yo, we found the passport. I mean, I don't know, man. The conspiracy crowd gets by on one thing and one thing alone, and that's the thing is like, well, it still might possibly be true, so you can't disprove it. Well, the thing is, if you add up enough of those, well, you can't disprove it. It might possibly be true. If you add up enough of those back to back, it adds multiplicatively, and eventually you end up, it's converging towards zero, meaning that when you stack on conspiracy, 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 it's converging towards bullshit quickly, you know? So, I don't know. That's where we stand at the moment. By the way, I want to check out a different hairstyle real quick. I actually think it looks kind of meh. I don't know, guys. Don't take yourselves too seriously, even if fucking you make your bones by being a racist cunt. Don't take that too seriously. If you're gonna be racist, be easy about it. Because you're gonna have to deal with the other races anyway. You know why? Because you guys ain't gonna take over. It's not like Nazis are gonna take over America by fucking mid-April. It's not gonna happen. So even you fucking racist ass Nazis are gonna have to like learn to coexist, at least for the time being, until you can gain enough political power to like redo what Hitler did, you know? So bide your time, and at the very least, even you fucking like Jew hating Nazis, stop believing like bullshit on the level of QAnon. Like, okay, like I can kind of understand Holocaust denial. Now, like this is going to come back to bite me, but I can almost understand Holocaust denial. Do you know why? Because nobody really alive that's watching this video was alive during the Holocaust, unless there's like this one grandma who is on 4chan, a Jewish grandma on 4chan. Unlikely. Anyway, I can understand Holocaust denial because you weren't there to see it. Here's the thing. You were here for the whole QAnon shit. Like, you were here to watch every prediction not happen. So if you keep letting yourself be played like that, and you are being played by, you're being played either by a group of teenagers having fun, or even worse, by like some malicious government entity that's decided that fooling people into QAnon would somehow be beneficial. That's what you need to be worried about, is that it's actually like a government making the QAnon shit. For one thing, governments like to cause chaos. You know what? That would be an entire different video. I suggest that everybody watching this take everything that they bring into their mind, take it with a grain of salt. So even if you're like really into QAnon, if you're on a QAnon message board and you see some info, don't just take it in like that. Hit it with a careful scientific eye, and think about the shit. And when you do that, man, if you don't think that If you don't think that shit is ridiculous, well then I don't think I can help you then, fucking, but I hope I entertained you. So cheers to that, and I'll see you on 4chan, bitches.